Welcome to our lecture today on the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority Tarms system. This is a self-service portal for taxpayers of Zimbabwe, where you do your registrations, you do your returns, so you manage your tax affairs on this portal. Zimra, they will audit your submissions, they will audit your records just to verify that whatever you're submitting is accurate. So the first thing that you have to do before you start using Tarms is to register. So you register, and this is the address that you register on. Once you register or once you sign up, you can now start using Tarms. So for you to sign up, I'm just going to go to the page on which you do the signing up. Okay, so, but before you do the signing up, this is the address. This is the address that you use. So you click on this address, you click on this address. When you click on this address, before you register, you are taken to this window. So you'll be taken to this window, but on this window, you can only enter credentials here if you are registered. If you are not, then what you have to do first is to sign up. So you have to sign up. Tarms or the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority, whoever is to register, normally has to be the public officer of an organization, because when you are registering, you are either registering for an organization, you may register as an individual if you are doing business and they're supposed to be making tax returns. So you are registering here on behalf either of yourself or on behalf of an organization. This is the person who will be managing the portal. This is the person who will be responsible for the portal. And normally for a business or for an organization, there is a public officer, a person appointed by Zimra to be the public officer of that particular organization. If it is a private company or a public company, it has to be one of the directors who has to be a public officer. So if you were to sign up, you can either sign up as a resident or you can sign up as a non-resident. Resident meaning that you are Zimbabwean. If you are non-resident, meaning you are a foreigner in Zimbabwe, who is probably conducting business and is supposed to be paying taxes. So we are going to register as a resident. So once you do that, you just then have to put in your, like in this case, you're putting in your ID number. So you put your ID number there so that you can register. So this is the format. They give you the format. They give you the format for that, and you just have to follow that format. Then here you are supposed to select your title. If you're an advocate, if you're an ambassador, you just have to select. If you're a Mr. or a Mrs., you just have to select. In this case, I'm just selecting that. Then I'm putting in my name there, my full name. If I've got a middle name, I could put it there. Then I have to select the gender, right? Then I have to put in the birth of date, or my birth of date, yeah, date of birth. What is it? Date of birth, yes. So I have to put in my date of birth there. So I just have to select. So these are the details of the person who is going to be managing the portal or who is a public officer for the organization. So you are putting the details of that person according to what is available. So let me just put in my details there. So I'm putting up that. Then here I select my nationality. If it was a foreigner or a non-resident, it means the nationality was going to be different. But I am signing up as a resident. So I'm putting Zimbabwe. Then here I put the username. So you put the username, of which the username that you put there, you are not supposed to forget that username, because that's what you are going to be using to log into the Tarms portal. So you put in your username, like in this case, I'm just going to put in that, like Seren Bindura. Then this is the email. then I would request for them to send a verification code. So I'm clicking on send verification code so that a verification code can be sent. You can find there that they've confirmed that a verification code has been sent to your email. I will have to check my email to see if the verification code has been sent. Down here, I have to put in my email, my phone number. In this case, I'm selecting the country code for Zimbabwe. Then I put my phone number there. Again, I can request, is this phone number complete? Let me make sure that it's complete. I can also request for a verification code to be sent. But what they verify, normally or not normally, what they actually want to verify is your email address, because most of the communication is done via email. All right. So if you request verification like this, they would send an SMS to the number. Then they also send a code to the email. Then you have to verify. Like in this case, I've received the verification code to my email address. So I'll just check it, and then I enter the verification code. It has come through to my email address. So I'm entering that uh, uh, and then verify. So I could just click there to verify. Okay. So I just wait for the system to make the verification. Validation passed. If there are any other documents which I want to attach, I can attach. But normally that's it. Then if I also want to verify the phone number, I've clicked on send verification code. They'll send through a verification code to my phone. Then I have to enter the code there. It's only that I don't have my phone with me here. Then I verify the number. Then once I have done that, I make a submission. I make a submission there. Right. So let me see there. Let me see if I can put another number. Let me put another number there so that I can verify, because I have to verify. So the numbering is actually, the coding is there, but then I have to put my number. Like in this case, let me put this number and see if I can receive the uh, SMS. So send verification, then I'll wait for the verification to come through so that I can I can uh, I can input it. Right, verification code has been sent to your phone number, so I'll wait for the verification code to come through so that I can verify. So I put in the code there, then I verify. Then from there onwards, you'd find Tarms will open for me to log in. So this is the initial registration that you have to do. And once you have done this registration, you can now start using Tarms. So the verification code has come through and I've entered it. Then I just click on verify, but I have to verify it again. So I click on verify, then it goes through the Tarms system. Then if it is the correct code which came through to my phone, they will confirm by saying my phone number has been verified. So I just have to wait for that confirmation to come through. Validation passed. So I verified my email address, I verified my phone number. Now I can submit to log in or to be taken into the login window. As I said, this is the first step in setting up your logging in credentials into Tarms. Right. Once you have done this, so the ID here, the ID number, has to be found. Like in this case, you can find, because this is linked, they've got the database like for residents, so it's linked up. So it has to be found. If it is not found, like in this case, it means the system will not allow me to register. Let me try another ID and try to submit and see if I am allowed to make the submission. All right. So in this case, this person is already registered. In other words, they're saying the ID is already registered. Let's try to do it non-resident and see if it allows me to if it allows me to register, let me just see. Okay, so it's 2467. Okay, so let's say, right. Just want to see if it allows me to register. I want to just register as Misty. Then I can put my credentials, the ones which I used. So I'm using this. Then I'm selecting gender. Then I'm selecting. Let me just select any nationality. It doesn't matter. Let me put in my date of birth. Then again, I'm just putting in I'm putting in my username. Don't forget this username because that's the one that you use to log in. Then I'm putting in a phone number. Let me put in a phone number and right. So I'm putting in a phone number. Right. Let me just put in a phone number. Okay. So I want to try to submit as a non-resident. The ID which I'm putting in there, that person is already registered. So I'm submitting there, right? I want to see if it will register me as a non-resident, right? Okay, it says incorrect. So let me again request for verification there. An email should be sent to my email, right? It has come through. So I've got the new verification code, right, which I have to input in there. So I'm inputting this verification code, right? Then I'm clicking on verify, right? So validation passed, then I'm clicking on submit. So I want to see if there will be any other errors that may stop me from proceeding further, right? So as a non-resident, it has allowed me to continue, but if I was registering as a resident, I just have to put in the correct credentials in terms of phone numbers, IDs, email addresses, and so on. This is the person who will be responsible for the Tarms portal. In other words, anyone else who is to use the portal will have to use the credentials of this person to sign in. So this is the first step. Normally, when you join an organization, this step might have been already done, unless if it is a new company, a new organization, a fresh registered organization. That's when you have to. So you can see the process is completed. Dear Saren Bindura, you've applied for SSP user registration. After completion of verification process, we email you how to activate your SSP user account and set the password. So they will do a verification, a further verification. Then from there onwards, they will send me details on how to activate the account and also for me to set in the password. So I just have to click on OK, right? So this process is done, right? Now I have to wait for the details to come through so that I can verify, right? I can set up my password. Like in this case, I'm taken to this login window. But as a new user, you could find I I can't log in. So an email has come through, of on which, so if you are registering like what I did, you check your email. So an email will come through for you to set up the password. So in this case, an email has come through and I'm now setting up the password that I'll be using to log into the Tarms portal. So my username, which I put in there, Saren Bindura, and the password. That's what I'm going to be using to log in into Tarms. So I'm just waiting for me to do the password setup. Once I've done the password setup, then I'll just log in. I'm using a separate computer to set up the password. So I'm just waiting to complete that process of setting up the password. Right. Then already my username, I already have my username. So in the meantime, I can just put in my username there. Then I just wait. I have to put in my password so that I can log in for the first time into the portal. All right. It's taking a bit of time to open. I think it's just internet, which is a bit slow, because I have to set up the password, which I'm going to be using to log in into the portal. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for it to complete. Right. Right. Just waiting for it to complete. Right, so that I can set up the password. Right. Okay. This just taking a bit of time for it to complete. For me to launch. For me to set up the password. So basically, this registration process is not complicated. It's simple, straightforward, and as I said, it's only done if you are setting up. If you are setting up for the first time, if it is an organization which is already registered, you do not have to go through this process. You'll be having the username and you'll be having the password. So you just have to launch or to log into the Tarms portal and start doing whatever you have to do. So I'm just waiting for it to finish. It's just taking a bit of time. Probably let me try to log in using the laptop and see if it is going to be fast. Let's just see there. I want to log into the email that I used to register. So let me just do that. Then we probably will see if it is going to be fast. Okay, it has come through. It's come through on the other laptop. So let me just do the setup there. So basically I have to input. So I have to input the password, right, which I want to use. So I'm inputting the password which I want to use. Then you don't have to forget this password. Okay, you can always reset it, but it's wiser for you to make sure that you have it written somewhere safe, so that whenever you want to use it, you just retrieve that information. So I'm putting in the password there. I'm setting it up and I'm repeating it. Right, I'm repeating it again here. Right. So then I have to submit. My internet is a bit slow, so it's just taking a bit of time. But let me submit this and see if I succeed. Let me also try to log in using this laptop. So it's my internet which seems to be a bit slow, but I'm already setting up the passwords. The passwords do not match. Okay, so what is the issue here? So let me just try to do this using the laptop. I think it's going to be a bit faster, and it will also help you to see how I am doing it. Right. Let me use this laptop so that we can share and see how it's being done. Right. Okay. It's just taking a bit of time, but Left, yes, okay, that's fine. So I'm logging into, into the email. I'm logging into the email. Let me just wait for it to log in. Yes. Right. I'm going to skip this. I'm going to skip this as well, so that we don't waste time on that. Right. Then you can just say okay. All right. All right. So we're just logging. We just want to see the email which came through after the registration. This is just an initial registration, nothing much. And as I said, if you are working with an organization which is already registered on Tarms, you do not have to go through this process that we are going through right now. We have done this so that you understand how it is done, initially how it is done, so that you appreciate how it is done when you are registered. You can register as an individual. If you're an individual who is into business, you can register and actually do your own submissions. You can register new businesses, companies which are coming up. You can register them so that they can work. And as I said, this registration that we are doing is for a public officer. So this is the email which came through, the set password email. So this is the one that you have to click. You have to click the set password email where they write to you, DSRN Bindura, to activate your account in SSP. Please follow this link. So we are clicking on this link for us to set up the password. The username, I already have it, so I am setting up the password. So we'll wait for it to give us the interface for us to set up the password. It takes a bit of time, I believe, because of internet, the speed of internet, but soon it will show up. Then we can set up the password. So I'm just waiting for it to load up. So it's going to give us a window where we are going to set up the password, and that password plus the username is what we're going to be using to log in to Tarms. So let's just give it a bit of time. The internet is a bit slow, so we just have to be patient. Mm. All right. So basically, this is the window on which we put up the email. So we just come here and we write not the email, the password. So I'm just putting up the password which I'm going to be using to log in to the system. So I'm putting up that password. Then I have to also confirm the password. So I'll also confirm the password there by repeating it. So I'm just doing that. Then I put in the password. These passwords have to be similar. They have to match. They should match. If they do not match, then you find you are going to have an error. Then after that, I just have to click on save. Now, once I've clicked on save, I am taken into this window. Now here I have to put in my username. So this is my username, which I am putting, which has also to do with this password, not that one. It has to do with this password, which I just set up. So I'm putting up this password so that I can be logged in 2 times. So I've put in my username. I've also put in my password. Then I click on login. If everything is correct, it's going to then send a verification code to my phone number as well as to my email. So I can check either one and find a verification code which I'm going to enter. So each time you are logging into Tarms, you'd find it will send a verification code, normally a 4-digit number. Then you have to enter that number for you to proceed. So even when you are registering, when you are logging in for an already registered organization, this will happen. You can tick here for this device to be remembered, so that next time it won't ask for a verification code. So I'm just verifying for me to log in. So I'm making a verification there. So I'm verifying. I've clicked on verify. Then I wait for it to do the verification, hoping that it's not expired. So once I have done the verification, I'm taken into the Tarms portal or the SSP portal. Now, here there are a number of things. If you have an organization already registered, when you click up here, you will find a TIN number, right? A tax identification number. So when you click that TIN number, you are launched into the portal of that particular organization, right? If you are registering, if you are making a new registration, you have either you want to register as an individual. Okay, this registration now is different from the one that we did. The one that we did was for a public officer, the person who's going to be like in charge of this portal. Now, here when you are registering as an individual or registering as an organization, you are registering the business which is going to be making the tax payments, or the individual who is going to be making the tax payment. Or this other registration whereby you are registering as a representative of a deceased taxpayer, or registering with the existing BP number. So if you are registering with an existing BP number, what it means is this is an organization which was already registered with the Zimra before it moved to Tarms. Because before Zimra was using what we call SAP, and then it moved to Tarms or to SSP, right? So if you already have a BP number, because then they were using business partner numbers instead of TIN number, you have to register the business or the organization using this link. Right. So these are the 4 registrations. If you are as an individual taxpayer, if you are registering as a new business, a new organization, if you are registering as a representative of a deceased taxpayer, normally for managing deceased estates, if this business was already registered with the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority on the old system and is now moving to the new system, which is the term system. So here, that's where you do the registration. Once you have registered, you'd find, as I said, when you click up here, you will have what we term a TIN number or a tax identification number.